Did you know that the prosecutors want YNW Bortlen to speak against Melly in the new trial? They are now sending papers to the court to make sure Bortlen and Melly face trial together. There is a clear reason why they are doing this.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It is easy to understand that if Bortlen knows he did not do the whole crime against Sakchaser and Juvy, he will not just sit there and take a life sentence. This means there is a big chance he will blame Melly instead. It also makes sense because, in the first trial, Melly's lawyers already tried to put the blame on Bortlen. Those were his words. Cortland Henry arrived at Memorial Hospital Miramar, but you do not see him just sitting there. Where do you see him? In the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies inside, a car full of bullet holes. When he arrived, he had changed his clothes. His shirt was different, and there was gunpowder on his hands, showing that he had fired a gun. And then he lied. He lied about where it happened. He lied about how it happened. He even said he did not have a phone. But as Miss Bradley said, everyone has a phone in their pocket except, somehow, Cortland Henry. It has now come out that Bortlen has been the one telling lies to the feds the whole time. He is the one who had gunpowder on his hands, and he was the one found with Juvy and Sakchaser when they lost their lives. In the first trial, a forensic expert even said that Bortlen had gunpowder on his hands, which matches what happens when someone fires a gun.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of shot residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was shot residue present on the hands.
Bortlen did not like this, but luckily for Melly, his trial ended in a mistrial. On the same day, Bortlen posted a strange tweet that got people talking. The tweet said, "Mind games do not work on people like me," with a handshake emoji. Some people think this could mean he is making a deal with the state. But this is just the start of Melly's new troubles. Reports say that his mother started a fan account while he is still on trial. She even gave an interview to explain why she did it and how much money she has made from it. Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're your YNW Melly's mom, and you're about to hit fans. Why not you make money while you sleep? And you know I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy? Did you start it yet though? What my only? Yeah, how much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day. The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic. Give me a ballpark figure, like 40-ish, 51 day one. This took the internet by storm. Even DJ Academics shared this about it.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting the old. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few. I won't name all of them. That I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
While some people say money is not the main thing, social media has a different opinion. In a No Jumper interview with Melly's mom and his brother, B Slime, Adam asked about all the money Melly had to spend on lawyers. Melly's mom, Jimia, just laughed it off, but B Slime got real. He called Melly out for wasting money on things he probably should not have, like cars and jewelry, things he could not even use. Why buy jewelry if you are not here to wear it? B Slime asked. Still, he admitted that spending money on lawyers was probably one of the best choices Melly made. Money for lawyers is not a problem for him, B. Slime said. But he also pointed out that a lot of money should have gone to the lawyers instead of other stuff. Now, it seems like Melly does not even care about those chains anymore. Melly's mother has been through a lot, and if you think about what she has been dealing with, it is clear that she has had a tough time. She likely started a fan account as a way to take her mind off of Melly's trial, because there were many moments when Melly had to check on her, asking if she was okay and apologizing for what was happening. Melly's money problems are probably going to get worse, especially now that his ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, has returned to the United States. It has been reported that Mariah was released from her detention facility after a judge decided to set her free on February 7th. This hearing marked the first time Melly and Mariah saw each other in person since he turned himself into the sheriff's office in February 2019. On that day, Melly was seen sitting in the courtroom. When Melly saw Mariah for the first time in 6 years, he smiled really big, but tried not to look at her too much. Reporters in the courtroom said he even got emotional and teared up when Mariah was released. Afterward, Mariah shared a message that said, "Thank you to my village, I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." She also mentioned that she did not like how the courtroom footage was shown on the local news. Mariah Hamilton is now spending her first day at the Brownwood County Jail. Until now, she did not have any arrest record. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport. Mariah Hamilton was arrested on Monday after she arrived on an international flight, according to court records. She had been asked to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023. After spending time in jail, Mariah now knows how hard it can be, and she has made it clear that she does not want to go back. The feds know that Mariah has information about what happened the night Sakchaser and Juvy passed away. As part of the deal for her release, she agreed to testify against Melly in the upcoming trial. The feds have already gone through her iCloud account and found important information. There has been some suspicious activity involving Melly, where he is accused of trying to stop Mariah from testifying in the original trial. This is the reason why Melly is facing witness tampering charges. These charges are very serious. Even if Melly is found innocent in the cases of Sakchaser and Juvy, he could still end up spending life in prison because of the witness tampering. 6 new charges have been filed against Melly and 2 other people who were also involved. These charges include tampering with a witness, directing criminal activities, trying to get someone to commit a crime, and using a two-way communication device in an illegal way. Some of these charges could lead to a life sentence if convicted, and they will also increase the legal costs, as this is now seen as a separate case. This raises the question of how Mariah knows anything about the crime. It turns out that she allegedly had a call with Melly around the time the crime happened, and that could be very important in understanding what took place. Even Juvy's father looked into Mariah's involvement and discovered how Melly tried to tamper with her. He also talked about the special code words Melly used during their conversations.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
because of the witness tampering charges, the jail will not allow Melly to communicate with anyone. For several months, he has not been able to use the jail phones or receive his mail. Melly's mother, Jamie King, does not agree with this and spoke about it in an interview. She said it is not fair. "My son has not been convicted of anything," she explained. Even other inmates who have been convicted have the right to use the phone and write letters to their loved ones. They're allowed to receive their mail, but they're holding his mail and not giving it to him. The jail would not take away his privileges without a reason, which means they likely have recordings of Melly tampering with witnesses over the phone. Still, this is very hard for Melly's mother. She shared in the interview how heartbroken and helpless she feels for her son. She said he is not being treated like a human in jail. When she read Melly's statement about how he has been hurt and scared for his life, she said, "As a mother, it is heartbreaking. It makes me feel completely helpless." This situation really needs to be looked into. It seems like the jail is making up its own rules. We have tried to go to court about it, but the judge does not really have any control over the jail. We had a hearing about how Melly is being treated, but the jail just does whatever it wants. I do not think that is fair because I believe they should have to answer to someone too. This has sparked a lot of attention on social media. Even Charleston White shared his opinion, saying Melly should not be treated differently. He said, "I am happy Melly is in jail and getting mistreated. When you take a life, you do not have the right to complain about anything, including being mistreated." His words even got Boo's attention, and he talked about how hard this must be for Melly's mother. "She must be going through a lot," Boo said. "I met his mother while he was in jail. I met his mom while he was in jail, and she is a real person. She is a good woman, but you can tell she is really stressed out. I heard she has been going through a lot. She is real, and when I met her, I reached out to her because I understand what she is going through. It reminded me of what my own mom went through. I just wanted to show her support." Melly's lawyers even tried to prove his innocence in court. They told the new judge that no weapon was ever found during the original trial. They explained, "The first thing is that we did not have a weapon, so we cannot know what was used." They also showed GPS evidence from the time of the crime, which proved Melly was running down the street. They pointed out text messages he sent to his girlfriend, where he said, "There is a car coming." He was asking if he was okay, and she asked where he was. He was hiding behind something, saying there was someone out there. He told me, "I think they're still out here or something." I asked him, "Are you okay?" He replied, "I am okay." Then, I asked him where Sak and Juvy were, and he said, "I do not know if they are in the car. I think they are, but I am not sure." However, this would not be enough for Melly to get out of jail. The retrial has been going on for more than a year since his original trial, and the prosecutors have kept investigating Melly. They even made a new case to make sure he never gets bond. They found out that Melly was very close with King Von, which played a part in his arrest. It turns out Melly allegedly asked King Von for advice on how to deal with a money problem involving his friends, Sakchaser and Juvy, according to a former O-Block member who is close to King Von.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. "Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam." I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, "Them was trying to extort him." And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Jayhood says that Sakchaser and Juvy were after Melly because of money. The YNW business was supposed to be split 4 ways between Melly, Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvy. The problem was that Melly and Bortlen were the ones working hard every day, performing at concerts, selling merchandise, and doing promotions. They were the ones making most of the money. On the other hand, Sakchaser and Juvy wanted an equal share, but they did not work for it and barely brought in any money. If you know how King Von handled situations, you can imagine how he might have told Melly to deal with it. At first, prosecutors could not figure out why this happened, but now it is clear. Melly wanted to keep all the money for himself and did not want Sakchaser and Juvy to keep getting a cut. When you put all the pieces together, the motive becomes much clearer. The situation gets worse with proof that Melly admitted to the crime on his phone. The PZ Gambino account messaged him, asking if he was okay, and Melly replied, "I did that," followed by a smiley face emoji. The next message, sent on October 26, 2018, at 4:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, said, "What after that? SHHHH." There is also a video on Melly's phone that shows how he and Bortlen acted just hours after the crime. You would expect them to be upset about losing their friends, but instead, they both look happy and excited, dancing together. Melly stayed positive, saying, "Hey, but still turn regardless of what happened. You already know." They showed no concern for Sakchaser and Juvy after their deaths, acting as if they did not care about what had happened. The prosecutors also looked into the Jeep involved in the crime. Experts said that it could not have been a drive-by shooting and that whoever did it must have been inside the car. The investigators looked closely at the evidence and determined that the shooting was not a drive-by. They reached this conclusion because of a picture showing that the car was not moving when most of the shots were fired. One round showed some movement, and they could tell it came from the back seat, which meant the person who shot must have been inside the car. To strengthen their case, the prosecutors asked Juvy's mother to help identify the people in the car. They asked her to tell the court who was sitting where. She began by saying, "My name is Lou, and I am the mother of Christopher Thomas." Then, they asked her, "Did you see who got into the vehicle?" She answered, "Yes, I did." She explained that her son got into the back seat on the right-hand side. Then, they asked, "Do you recognize who got into the back seat on the left side, the driver's side?" She answered, "Yes, that was Jel."